King Richard is a new movie that's in theaters and on HBO Max and tells the story of the Williams family, particularly from the point of view of Richard Williams, played by Will Smith, who trains his daughters Serena and Venus Williams to become tennis players, and eventually, who, as we all know, have become some of the greatest tennis players of all time, the greatest sports players in history. And this is the story that tracks all of those moments, the shortcomings and downfalls that came with it along the way, the family dynamic that was not always the easiest to handle, and Richard Williams himself as a character, and how his iron grip on things was not always the best option for the girls, and in some cases might have actually worked. And so the movie's trying to tell a very well-rounded story of how these legends came to be. If you've ever played tennis, or if you've ever heard of the sport and have anything to do with it, Serena and Venus Williams are two names that you cannot stop hearing about. They are that good. They are legends. And it's one of those things where every time they were in a match, every time that match was about to be broadcast, you had to drop everything and watch it. So yes, it's absolutely no exaggeration to say that they're some of the greatest athletes ever. So going into this movie, you have that angle of it, but also you have a story over here that is potentially incredibly inspiring even for kids now who are trying to become as great or, try to match up to that level. And I would say that King Richard does a pretty good job of things. It's a film that definitely hits those notes as well as it can, along with a couple of really, really great performances, particularly an Oscar-worthy Will Smith. Not only is this his best movie in years, this might be his best performance ever. He is fantastic in this, and he plays Richard Williams really, really well. And all the buzz that you've been hearing about awards for his, for his role, all of it is pretty valid. And it explores the other elements of his character that you see from an outside perspective and think, that's not quite working right. That's not right. And it tries to explain as to what exactly is going on in his mental state as to why he's making certain decisions. You don't agree with all of them. There's definitely some parts to it which feel like they're a bit too far out, and it's like, okay, maybe that's a flaw over there. But that is a testament to the fact that that is who the man is, and that there are things that did not always work. He is called a controversial figure many, many times, and has been, even reality as well, for specific reasons. And you see those specific reasons play out in the movie. Also really good are the two girls who play Serena and Venus Williams. I thought they were terrific. And even the tennis playing skills that the two of them have in the movie, they add a lot of depth to the movie as well, and they anchor this thing really, really well, along with the really great direction. And it's very briskly made. And it's also very well paced. It's a 2-hour and 24-minute movie that never loses you for a second. It's a very well told and very compelling tale. And yes, I can see it inspiring a lot of people going forward, especially if you're somebody who wants to get into the sport. Like, if you see this movie, there's a very good chance that it will want you to keep on going. That's the essential message of the film that it's sort of trying to hone in on. And I think that if it does manage to do that for you, then the movie has done its job. Mission accomplished. It's also very well written. It's a very tight and very sharply written script with some really good dialogue to it. Although, I would say that there were a couple of things that I think could have been explored a little bit more. There were a few moments where there were sort of some time jumps and a little sidestepping of certain things, certain events that I thought that could have used a little more expansion. There's a couple of character dynamics that I think could have been developed a little bit more, but did it affect the movie a lot that those things were not there? Not really. At the end of the day, it still managed to tell the story that it was trying to tell in the most effective way possible. So yes, while I think those things could have been developed a little bit more, I think the film still manages to work quite a bit. And at the end of it, I was still very pleased with the end result. I think it's a really good movie and definitely one that's worth checking out. So definitely give it a chance if you get the moment to this weekend. I'm going to give King Richard an 8.5 out of 10. It's out in theaters now, but it's also on HBO Max, so you can watch it however you want to. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.